Tonight, Wasco, Camille Henry and Jean-Marie's petrol station are evacuated after reported gas leak. The Minister for National Security will put in place a short-term measure to address the impact of bomb scares at the court on a nearby school and businesses. And police are out in full force in hotspots. The details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Friday, the 29th of November 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We're on Floor Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM Radio. You can watch on our website, www.caribbeanhottv.com, on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, or on our Caribbean Hot TV Facebook page. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The Water and Sewage Company Inc. Wasco, the Camille Henry Memorial School and Jean-Marie gas station were quickly evacuated on Friday. Public safety was the primary focus after a reported gas leak of some sort on Lance Road. The St. Lucia Fire Service has the matter under investigation. On Friday, fire personnel were called into Wasco at Lance Road after reports of toxic fumes. 3 establishments were evacuated: Wasco, Jean-Marie and Sons Petrol Station, and the Camille Henry Memorial School. Divisional Officer of the St. Lucia Fire Service, David Antoine, says all precautionary measures were taken once the fire service arrived on the scene at Wasco. Upon their arrival, they found that employees were in distress.
As a consequence of that, 2 of its employees had lost consciousness and subsequently transported to the Victoria Hospital for the medical attention. We also had the environmental health personnel on scene to assist in making a determination as to the source of the leak. It also warranted that we evacuated the Camille Henry School, the Wasco building, and the Jean-Marie gas station.
So what was the source of the reported gas leak? Antoine says that is still inconclusive.
Last night there was a lead fueling at the Jean-Marie gas station, and from all indication it seemed that that could have contributed to that leak. But after we had made all our checks with environmental health, with Rubies as well, there was nothing found on scene as to a breakage in the system, so that we had to kick in the business continuity plan of Jean-Marie, so that we could continue to operate after the event had happened.
Managing Director of Jean-Marie's petrol station, Everestus Jean-Marie, spoke to Hot 7 TV News on the scene.
There have been reports from Wasco staff of high levels of toxic gases in the building, which have meant that all the employees had to evacuate the building, and I understand that 2 members of staff were taken into hospital. As a precautionary measure, we've been asked to close the gas station so that checks can be made regarding whether there are any leaks in the vicinity of the gas station and Wasco. We have done that, and I think they have identified a potential source of the problem, and I think we are now given the all clear to recommence operations.
The all clear has been given by all stakeholders, including the Environmental Health Department. Minister for National Security Herman Gill Francis has confirmed to Hot 7 TV News that in response to bomb scares that have caused havoc in the city of Castries, a decision has been made to implement an intervention that they believe will address the occurrences. 2 bomb hoaxes targeting the court on Coral Street in Castries last week led to chaos within the city. The Ave Maria School and nearby businesses had to be evacuated. In the aftermath of the chaos, there were many calls for the court to be relocated given the bomb scares. Minister for National Security Herman Gill Francis says he has heard the calls and the ministry is sensitive to the concerns of the school and businesses. The problem, he says, is that while the country desperately needs a home for the courts, efforts to secure a location have to date been unsuccessful.
We first looked at the site at Bernard Hill, the cultural center, and we know how that went. and so the government had to back off. We then looked at the old prison on Bridge Street, extension of Bridge Street. And then, again, you know what happened there. The National Trust moved in and said that they went to court to stop us from building police headquarters and halls of justice on that site. So Castries, Grosile, and the environs had nothing whatsoever to deal with. And so we looked everywhere to get a courthouse, and that we couldn't find one. And this building on Coral Street came up.
Minister Francis concedes that the current location of the court is not ideal, but he says neither is the location permanent. There is one measure that will be put in place with immediate effect to help address the issue of the bomb scares at the Coral Street court.
So, high-profile cases, we will stop bringing the high-profile cases to that court and maybe utilize the bodily facility.
But Minister Francis has a bone to pick with the public when it comes to their outrage about the location of the court as opposed to outrage about the act of perpetrating bomb hoaxes.
I'm going to be working in conjunction with the magistrates and judicial and legal services so we can see how we can eliminate as much as possible. It is also for the police to redouble their efforts in finding a couple of the perpetrators that have been doing these other things. But the police have been successful in one. Somebody was arrested and charged for that. Did you hear any outcry from the public? Nobody has said anything. Nobody has castigated or shown their disgust for that.
The government is actively seeking an appropriate home for the courts. The St. Lucia National Trust and the administration are close to reaching a compromise on the site of the old prison. Members of the public felt safer traversing the Montfortune area on Friday due to the heavy police presence. The initiative is said to be only the beginning of plans by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force to secure the area and other hotspots during what they anticipate will be an upsurge in crime leading into the Christmas season. Shaka Wooding reports.
Over the past years, Montfortune has become an increasingly dangerous area to traverse. There have been a number of muggings and break-ins to homes and vehicles, with increasing concern about citizen safety. Given the usual upsurge in crime during the Christmas season, the police are responding with timely interventions. Our cameras caught up with officers at the Green Parrot Gap on Friday, November 29th. The police force says residents can expect regular patrols and police stops in the area. In a recent interview, the hierarchy of the police force spoke out about efforts to secure life and property during the Christmas season. Speaking against the backdrop of a recent mugging of a tourist in the city of Castries, Superintendent for Police George Nicholas says that efforts will be focused on areas identified of interest around the Castries area.
We are doing as much as we can to ensure that police officers are present throughout the city of Castries. But we also need the help of members of the public, because I'm sure on a Saturday morning, Castries would be flooded with people, and someone must have seen something. So we're asking persons with information to come forward to provide the police with the information so that we can get those persons off the streets, those persons who are bent on and giving St. Lucia a bad name and creating a bad image for St. Lucia on the international stage. We're asking persons to come forward with the information so that we can get those persons off the street. As much as possible, we are trying our best to do what we can, but we cannot be everywhere all the time.
Police are urging members of the public to be vigilant and to ensure that they too take measures to safeguard themselves and their property. For Hot 7 News, I am Jaka Wooding.
Thank you, Jaka. The Helen of the West has secured for the 11th year the accolade of the world's leading honeymoon destination. St. Lucia emerged victorious among a number of other countries vying for the title. Minister for Tourism Dominic Fede has applauded the efforts of all key stakeholders. Solange Alfred tells us more.
Romance awaits in Sweet St. Lucia as once again travel, tourism professionals and consumers worldwide have voted the island as world's leading honeymoon destination. Falling in love with the niche market carved out and solidified by the island is the hard-working team members at the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Minister for Tourism Dominic Fede congratulated all stakeholders within the tourism sector who have played their part in ensuring the accolade remains with the island.
St. Lucia last night in Oman, our chairman and our head of marketing has just picked up the world's leading honeymoon destination at the World Travel Awards, which is like the Oscars of the travel industry. So it really is one of the most prestigious awards that you can receive. I think the point we made here today was that, the fact that a small country like ours would be called the best at something is quite significant. And to be named the leading honeymoon destination in the world, this is the 11th time we've done it. It is quite special. I would like to dedicate this award to the people of St. Lucia, but more specifically the thousands of hardworking, talented, and amazing hospitality workers in St. Lucia.
In celebration of the highly sought-after award, Public Relations Officer at SLTA, Jeraine Georges, gives details surrounding the SLTA's launch of an engaging social media competition looking to reward one lucky person with a 5-night stay for 2 at one of the island's leading hotels.
That campaign will include 11 reasons why couples should honeymoon in St. Lucia. Of course, it will pose some questions, getting them to do some research on St. Lucia. Of course, we inspire, so we want them to fall in love with St. Lucia, and at the same time, that winning couple out of a random selection will win a 5-night stay for 2 in St. Lucia. That, of course, is sponsored by Sandals Resorts, and we're happy to have partnered with Sandals on this initiative.
St. Lucia was also nominated in 3 other categories, including World's Leading Island Destination, World's Leading Wedding Destination, and World's Most Romantic Destination 2019. However, capturing the coveted award for World's Leading Honeymoon Destination was the icing on top of the cake for Sweet St. Lucia. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the last dragon passes. And hear why one parent pulled his child from the school system and is now pioneering a new approach to schooling. That and more after the break.